Has your dog been chronically coughing? It's been going on for over a month? He could have a condition called chronic bronchitis. Many people call it allergic airway disease or COPD. I'm going to show you what it is, how we diagnose this, more importantly, the top new remedies you should consider using. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Click there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications. Then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. There are many things that can cause chronic coughing in your dog. It could be pneumonia, could be heart disease, could be lungworm, could be heart infection, could be tracheal collapse, or it could be chronic bronchitis. Your veterinarian can do a number of different diagnostic tests. Chronic bronchitis has a pretty classic look on an x-ray. That's something what you're going to see up there. In chronic bronchitis, you're getting an irritant, something like smoke. So when your dog gets exposed to that over and over again, he gets increasing amount of inflammatory cells, leads to mucus production. And what do we see? We see those classic white lines on the x-ray. What you're seeing is just all this inflammatory cells, secondary mucus, leading to that chronic coughing. The other big thing for making this diagnosis is you've got a chronic cough. That means a cough that's gone on for at least 1 month. Like it's a cough, it's not going away. Conventional veterinary treatment, think about a person having asthma. You're looking at steroids, be either orally and or with some type of mask, right? Think about somebody getting nebulized steroids. The problem with steroids, as you all may or may not know, yeah, they're great anti-inflammatories, suppress that inflammatory response. But they also suppress things such as the immune system. It will lead to increased drinking, increased urination, increased likelihood of diabetes, etc., etc., etc. So if you can look at some of these alternative options, I encourage you to do so. The first alternative option to consider is this, licorice root tincture. Licorice root, it's considered the natural corticosteroid. The dog dose is a half ml of the tincture per 20 pounds of body weight daily. The big thing is it's meant for short-term use, so a maximum of 14 days in a row. So it's something you're going to be giving to your dog when there's a big inflammatory flare-up. These two are great anti-inflammatories that you can give long-term. CBD oil, 95% curcumin. We know chronic bronchitis is inflammatory. There's some type of irritant irritating the bronchi. See all these inflammatory cells, the chronic coughing. CBD, cannabidiol, we're looking at dog doses of 3 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight daily to start. It's fine to keep your dog on this long-term. 95% curcumin, we're looking at doses of 100 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight daily. It's also a great idea to keep your dog on this long-term as well, if they've got, this chronic bronchitis. This plant here, Butterbur, it's been extensively studied for asthma in people. I've talked about it for migraine headaches in people. It's been extensively studied for that. I've talked about it for the use of allergies in our dogs. It's been studied for allergic rhinitis. But thirdly, there's been a couple of different studies looking at chronic bronchitis. And the thought is that Butterbur actually has some type of bronchodilating effect, meaning it can help dilate the airways. In this one study in particular, the asthma patients, they had less coughing and over 50% were able to decrease the amount of the steroid medication they were on to control the asthma, which is huge. The dog Butterbur dose is about 1 milligram per pound daily. These are 75 milligram capsules. They come in this liquid in a capsule. So if you got a big dog, you give one of these a day. A dog about Tula size should be getting about a third of a capsule once a day. But I want you to be giving it for a full 4 weeks to assess whether or not it's being beneficial or not. So you want some. Another supplement, I haven't talked about it much. It's been used for Tylenol toxicity in cats. I used it in practice. It's been used for some of the toxins that affect the liver. It's also really important for overall lung health. It can break down mucus, right? And that's what's happening in chronic bronchitis. All this mucus builds up. You got mucus in your lungs, you're trying to cough it out. So this here, N-Acetylcysteine. N-Acetylcysteine, it's a modified amino acid cysteine. And it's really, really important in chronic bronchitis because it helps break down the sulfur bonds so that mucus, which is within the bronchi, the small airways, gets thinner. When it gets thinner, it can be coughed up and it's not going to cause all this irritating coughing in the first place. So if you've got a dog that's been diagnosed with chronic bronchitis, you've yet to try N-Acetylcysteine, I encourage you to do so. This one here, it's a 500 milligram capsule. We're looking at doses of about a quarter of a 500 milligram capsule for 20 pounds of body weight daily. So little Tula, I'll be giving you 1/4 of a capsule of this N-Acetylcysteine once a day, sprinkling it into your food. Symptomatically, you're going to want to be treating the cough in the first place. I want you to get yourself some local unpasteurized honey, some Slippery Elm. As far as doses, it would be about a teaspoon of honey. Here's our teaspoon of honey per 20 pounds of body weight daily. And I would suggest you add in a little bit of Slippery Elm. I'm adding in 1/4 of a teaspoon, and I'm going to see if the poodle will consume it. You just mix that into some water. I'm going to see if she just take it straight up. Oh. She doesn't like the dry Slippery Elm, but it's so good for you. Good girl. Okay, note to self, mix it in water. If you've got a dog that's chronically coughing, you should be considering this. This, my friends, is an air purifier. It's a really simple, easy way to decrease the number of airway irritants. If you've got a chronically coughing dog or cat, get yourself an air purifier. It may make a big difference. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets on how to treat chronic bronchitis in your dog. Click up there to subscribe. Hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book.